So welcome back to Rugby League headquarters here in Sydney. From above and back at ground level, and the fireworks exploding here in front of a decent crowd as the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs prepare to come out. They went very close last year, didn't they? They finished 7th at the end of the regular season. They went to the grand final, and of course they were beaten, but here they are on the same track again, and they're looking for their 6th win in a row. In their last 7 games with this club, the St George Illawarra Dragons, they've only lost the 1, and that was this year, when in fact they took the field after the Good Friday debacle without the likes of Graham, Clemmer, Cassiano, Brett Morris and Tim Laffey. The Dragons are going to have to be at their best, and of course their hopes were lifted, I would imagine, with the news on Gareth Widdop, their star 5'8", who's been to grand finals on one occasion here in Australia and won it, of course, with Melbourne in 2012. So this, as I said, it's a great arch rivalry. It goes back 80 years. The arch rivalry between the Dragons and the Bulldogs, and there's been a lot of switching of players from one club to another. I remember Kevin Ryan. He left St George and came across to Canterbury, and in fact he was the one, I think as captain coach, that put an end to that magnificent run of the Dragons back between, what was it, 55 and 66, something like that. Dragons coming out now. There's Trent Merrin walking through the cameras. This could be his farewell appearance. The red and white are on their way. Smoke still clearing as it was last night. And Gareth taking the side out. Ben Cray on the bench. The red and white bunting welcomes their team. The absolute underdogs. Gareth Widdop, as I said, wasn't expected to play, suffering with that quad injury, and it could be, well, the farewell appearance for Trent Merrin, who's bound for the foot of the mountains and the Panthers next year. James Graham, in the meantime, brings the Dogs down the tunnel. Very big following. So popular. The Dogs of Justice. Josh Morris, he and his brother Brett on the edge of history as the first brothers to each score 100. And Josh is just one short of that 100. Part of that left edge for the Dogs, the second most potent in the league. It's a good atmosphere. There's a lot of people centred over there on the eastern side. Damien Cook making quite an impression, filling the role left injured by the injured Michael Leisha. He debuted for the Dragons 2 years ago, and just his 8th top grade performance tonight. Josh Jackson, Jimmy Graham, man closest to you in the 5 is Sam Perrott. So we're just about set for the start of this, the elimination final. The winner will go on and play the Roosters on the weekend coming. So Canterbury running right to left as we welcome you to the 2 big matches tonight. It's gone sailing down for Dugan to give it immediately to Armour, who's played every game of the season for the Dragons. He only gets it 15 metres out from the line before it goes to Cooper, and he's put down inside the 20. So play by Mike Cooper, and here's Trent Merrin now, and the Dogs meeting him up on the advantage line. So no gaining ground hardly at all there for Merrin. The Armour takes his second handle of the first set, just beyond the 30-metre line. But they're right up in their face in the opening set, as you would expect, I expect, from the Bulldogs at the moment. Dugan came in to take one himself. Now the kick from Marshall, in his first finals appearance since 2011, back in West Tigers day. Sam Perrott then with Canterbury getting, apart from the kick-off, just their first touch of the night.
Josh Dugan did very well there. He came up on the 5th tackle and got a quick play of the ball, and that allowed a little bit of space for Benji Marshall to run before forced to kick. Up until that stage, very good set from the Bulldogs as Greg Eastwood takes it forward with force outside his own 40, struggling to put him to ground.
Damien Cook is the number 9. And Graham puts it through to Reynolds, then Jackson, and that ball's gone into touch. It was a flashy pass by Jackson. And look at him, he's really dirty on himself.
Oh, that flashy, it was a shocker.
Well, okay, shocker, but...
He was never balanced. And it was way out in front of Sam Perrott. You don't see that from Josh Jackson. Let's put it down for a little bit of finals nerves, just to get it out of the system.
Well, it was a flashy pass for Josh Jackson. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Fair enough.
The son of a miner. They don't throw passes like that. Not often, anyway. Here's Frizzell. You play it back for Mitch Rain. And here's Cooper again, taking it some 15 metres into Canterbury's area. Play coming down the eastern side of the ground here at ANZ Stadium on a beautiful day, turning into a lovely night. And that's very good hunger there by Canterbury from Pritchard.
Well, it was a poor pass from Trent Merrin, but there was no drama here for Big Frank.
Tackle one.
Trent Merrin went forward and poked his nose through. There wasn't a support player within 10 metres of Trent Merrin. There's someone with footwork.
Yeah, mate, I think we're right to go.
And the ability to offload. Just no support for Trent Merrin.
Well, I don't know that we're watching absolutely the truth here.
No, I'm
Josh
with you.
Reynolds went up and had a look at his knee. It was indicative of somebody trying to take the attention away from concussion, but he's taken up a position back. And he must have taken a whack here as they went in to contest the ball. He might have got the shoulder of Cooper. What do you think, Pete?
The way he got up, Ray, it didn't look as though it was the knee. He looked like he was groggy. Gets involved now.
Well, does he what? So he's 25 metres out from the line. Pritchard, knee or concussion, I don't know, but he ran okay. Reynolds' kick, and Dugan had to give it an assistance.
We've got a problem with Brett Morris here, Ray. He's back on the ground 22 metres out in front of the post, and he's been there for a little while.
Okay, mate.
All happening in the first 3.5 minutes.
So, I don't know what's happened to Brett Morris there. Pritchard, meantime, was the cynosure of all eyes. And Brett now is on his feet. And Pritchard, the trainer, hasn't left his side in the intervening period while the Dragons lined up that kick from under the bar. Here is Graham, Tolman it is now, to the 30-metre line. So what a start to this game. Pritchard and Brett Morris going down. I've still got suspicions on Pritchard, and I think you probably have as well. Here he is, though. Look at him unloading the ball to Josh Morris. He's looking for 100. He gets it over the line.
Held up on 3.
Held up in goal.
Tackle 3, take it out.
Jared Max will move very quickly to get a good view of it.
Tackle 3. Just relax here, Josh.
He didn't mess around. He said he's held up.
Yeah,
Didn't ask for any help at all from upstairs.
Sorry, Ray, the biggest sigh of relief, Jason Nightingale, who just missed him one-on-one cold.
1 foot here. Yep.
It's mid-tackle count.
So they've got 3 to go. And Graham passes it along the line to Eastwood, who loses the ball. So Dugan then taken by Graham. So that was a costly mistake there. They still had 3 on the set. And Eastwood losing the ball on the 4th tackle. Here's Aitken now. In front of his own uprights, about 15 metres out for Jason Nightingale. He'll play it almost on the 20. Here's Frizzell taking it out to the 30-metre line. Temperature down now to about 19 degrees. We've touched 26 here at ANZ today. The ground fairly dry. In fact, it'll be ideal for rugby league tonight. As Perrott brings it back off his 20-metre line, he gets a pass away.
Well, Brett Morris is moving very freely. He's in there at dummy half now, and the last couple of touches from Frank Pritchard as we get a penalty against the St George Illawarra side have been very good. So we're back on an even keel.
So here's Frank Pritchard earlier on. He gets to there and then that. That's more than a knee. The incredible part about it is that he has been quite outstanding in 2 exhibitions since that happened.
The contest when he dived on the ball, he didn't see any knock to the head, so maybe
All right, well, if I'm wrong, I'll apologise, but it looked that way. I think he basically collapsed after trying to get to his knees. Here's Eastwood with the ball, just inside the 20-metre line, and played back for Cook to go to Mbai, and throws the dummy and decides to try and break them. He's only about 5 metres out on tackle 5. And swept away by Pritchard. Out to Reynolds, who puts a kick over towards Perrott. Nabuli's over there. That's come off the hands of Canterbury and gone forward.
Yeah, have a look at this, mate. Want to knock on Canterbury if you've got anything else, Liney.
Yeah, I think it's Tim Laffite who's failed to regather the football there. Edo Nabuli unable to come up with the catch originally. Sam Perrott get a touch before that. Yeah, the number 4 coming show unable to reclaim the football.
I don't know if it comes off Nabuli's hand and goes back and hits him in the nose, and then Laffite knocks the ball forward.
Yeah, it's Laffite's knock on.
Yeah.
It's not Nabuli's knock on.
Let's go, lads.
Boys. Here we are. Here we are.
On it, boys.
This will be a Dragons feed then. This is Peter Matautia bringing it out. Brad, what's the story the way you're reading it down there, or what are they saying on the benches?
Well, there's big Frankie Pritchard in that tackle. I spoke to the NRL ground manager, and he said he saw the doctor over at the television down here. He said there didn't seem to be any reason that he should have been concussed, and the fact that they believe it was his knee.
All right, okay. We'll accept that as being the correct portrayal of what happened. And this is Mike Cooper with the ball up towards halfway. Mitch Rain then popping it across to Merrin, and Merrin will play the ball just outside the 40-metre line. A penalty goes to St George Illawarra.
Crowding.
It's called crowding when they just nudge you with the knees. That's the ruling, crowding. Just a little nudge with the knee, and that's a penalty.
I think it's a very fortunate one.
Body, boys.
Not arguing that, I'm just telling you what they call it. It's called crowding, and it's tapped by Matautia. And now for Armau to the 20-metre line. So no score in this battle to survive at the Olympic Stadium. And Cooper it is that'll play the ball 10 metres out from the line. For Marshall now, turns it into Frizzell. And Frizzell's able to break a couple. Refuses to go down until now.
All together now, all together.
Watch for the kick in behind the wingers from the Dragons.
Rain from Marshall, and then Widop. The pass went to Nabuli, and now it's back to Matautia. Matautia coming back towards middle ground. He's picked up and driven into the ground. Tackled by Cook, the dummy half. Then Widop, and it's touched by Pritchard. Went back though, and it's a penalty to Canterbury.
The ball's out here, he flops in late, takes him back in the
Pointing to the St George Illawarra defence, saying that he was tackled in the field of play and you forced him back.
You saw Benji Marshall get the ball. He comes to that right side. His go-to man is Tyson Frizzell. Hardly ever runs a decoy, Tyson Frizzell. Benji goes along, he always uses that back row, big, powerful. Great footwork.
Holden Cup result, the Panthers 44. They were the minor premiers. They get next week off. They beat Manly 44-24. Holden Cup result for the under-20s earlier today. Here's Tolman now. 7 or 8 metres into St George Illawarra's territory. Eastwood along the line, Laffey behind Perrott. Perrott recovers, gets away from Matautia. In fact, he got past a couple of them, including Widop. It's come to Reynolds, and Reynolds up to the 10, then to Gray. Here's an inside ball for Brett Morris, and he's over the line. Puts it down. Brett Morris has made the line.
Try down here. Just make sure he retains possession.
Didn't play last weekend against the Warriors, and there they are, the Twins. Josh is the one that wants the 100 for them to write some new history for rugby league. But Brett got a beaut ball inside from Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, what a nice play it was from the Dragons on a semi-break on the far side. No doubt about that one. Really kept his head in getting the football down. The lead-up play was excellent. Josh Reynolds straightened the attack, dummied inside, outside, found a forward on the outside who in turn got the ball to Brett Morris to score under the posts.
So here he is, this man that's made the conversion from St George and Cogra to Canterbury Bankstown and Belmore. As Mbai is their first chosen kicker. He adds the extras at 6-0 in favour of the Dogs. Brett Finch is working sideline tonight.
Yeah, what a wonderful season Brett Morris has had on the Harvey Norman replay. This could just be the difference for the Dogs this year to take that next step. He's just a try scorer, Morris. The ability to know where to be, the anticipation. Great work from Brett Morris.
I was going to say, not only has he made the transfer from Cogra to Belmore, he's made a transfer from wing to fullback, and he looks like he's been made for the #1 jumper for some time. He's held in very high regard by people on our commentary team, and that in itself is a massive rap for the success he's making out of wearing the #1 jumper. There's Greg Eastwood with the ball, 25 away from his own line. Pritchard takes the ball from Cook, hands it back to Cook, goes away to Tolman. Tolman's up towards halfway. Play by Aidan Tolman, that's gone behind Graham, no knock on. It's down with Jackson, gets away from Widdop, and it's Marquetto who's making the tackle with Cooper. Right on the halfway line, Reynolds then gets it on. It's end, rolling end on end down to Dugan. Dugan coming away from his 10. He'll play it 15 out, and they're going to pick him up and carry him, but they've lifted a leg. So it's a penalty now.
Gone a long way. Not too different to their first one.
Well, they might have dropped the ball in that set of 6, the Bulldogs, which was cleaned up by Josh Jackson, and given away a penalty there, but the signs are looking pretty good for them. They're in front on the scoreboard, but they're starting to find their game. Coming out of that restart, it was really good stuff. An offload involved, rolling along. They've got to draw a line in the sand here, the Dragons, and do it quickly.
Broncos Cowboys follows this game immediately.
Still, I've been watching Gareth Widdop. He can hardly run. I don't know if it's because of the leg or the strapping is so tight on that left thigh, but he can hardly run.
So this is Leeson Armau and a shot of Widdop. Now it's with Frizzell. So if the strapping's too tight, it reminds me that it wouldn't be the first player in the red and white jumper that's gone into a final with something that's gone wrong. Now what's happened here? Widdop was allowed to play on. It must have came off the feet or come off the feet. Now Frizzell. And they're only 12 metres out from the line, so this is an opportunity. Marshall puts a kick up, Rona's underneath that, and he's come down with it. Nightingale went up for it, but Rona won the jump. Here's Josh Morris now.
In the old days, Joey, the strapping would have been put on the other leg. They'd have put it on the other leg so that the opposition would think that was the call. I don't know if that ever worked or not.
Freddie Fittler on the sideline. Yes, Fred?
Yeah, I'm not sure if the strapping on Gareth Widdop has dropped his confidence, because if I'm out for the Dragons, I'm kicking to the other side of the field to Edo over the top of Sam Perrott. I ain't taking on Curtis Rona.
So here they go again to Reynolds out at first receiver on the right side, and it rolls down to Nabuli, leaving the game and going to Queensland Reds next year and playing the ball just outside the 20-metre line. And Dugan it is trying to work his way through this Canterbury line, and the wide shot shows you that they're out to their 40-metre line now, and a run for Aitken. So Ewan playing the ball almost in the middle of the park now, back to Nightingale. And he'll be taken by Eastwood and upended together with Jackson. And they've reached the Canterbury 40-metre line as it goes down the ground with Trent Merrin. So Merrin in the middle of the park. And the Dragons down by 6. A try to Brett Morris. The bomb is in there to Perrott. And Sam Perrott playing the ball inside his own 10. So, as I said, Brisbane and the Cowboys from Suncorp, a sellout. It's jam-packed there. Cassiano's coming on. Eastwood is leaving the field. Well, that further emphasises that Frank Pritchard is okay. And we're led to believe by the medicos that it was the knee. So my inference, I withdraw totally. And a penalty goes to Dragons.
Yeah, love that play from the Bulldogs. Got a quick play the ball. They just got Josh Morris one-on-one with Benji Marshall. Benji Marshall defending in the centres. Early ball, Josh Morris gets on the outside, gets away from Benji. It's a tackle around the legs, and Nightingale just can't help himself. Holds on for a split second too long.
Tolman this time. Off the free kick. Playing at 35 metres out from the opposition line. Reynolds turning it back on the inside for Jackson. And Josh Jackson plays it for Cook. Now to Embry, then to Graham. He's looking for Pritchard. Found him. Pritchard turns it back. Josh Morris away for Brett Morris. And he's arched over the line again. Plays it just a couple of centimetres away. Mbai goes long to Reynolds, and Reynolds gives it to Marquetto, but he's wearing a red and white jumper. So Jake Marquetto, son of a former Tiger, is Aitken, taken by Pritchard and Graham. As the Dragons ruck it out, the winner of this match, of course, will play the Roosters next weekend. Friday night, is it not? Roosters will play the winner of this on Friday night at Allianz Stadium. And then, of course, we've got the Brisbane and Cowboys match. The loser of that will play the winner of South and Cronulla, who play tomorrow down at Allianz, and what should be a tremendous clash, and led to believe it's going to be another beautiful day. Played by Trent Merrin. Wheeler puts a kick in down into that corner where Perrott is. Nabuli went scouting around looking for it, but Laffey ran him off the track. And here is Laffey now running it out and getting away from Nabuli, taken by Cooper.
Well, he's done that really well the last couple of kicks, Tim Laffey, and it hasn't been illegal. He's just got in a good position, held his ground, made it very difficult for Edo to get around and to contest the catch. Widdop's deliberately kicking for his winger, but just can't get there as Cassiano gets through and really offloaded.
Settle. Right on the halfway line, Pritchard then. Ball going away to Mbai. Sees an opening, tries to go through. DeBellin shut it down. Played to Cook, gone to Reynolds, kicks into the corner, Nabuli's corner. Dugan's got a little trouble here, but no, he's turned it into something made easy. So Dugan plays it just outside his own line. Now Eto Nabuli, 15 out from the line. Pulled down by Jackson. This is Matautia. They're good meters by Peter. And we're rolling into the fourth tackle on the set now for Matautia to take a run. Just inside the 40-metre line for Mitch Ray. Now for Ben Craig. So the captain is on, and he makes a good contribution with his first touch of the day. 6-0 in favour of Canterbury as they come along to the beat of Marshall. And puts it down towards Brett Morris. And he's got Curtis Ronald with him. Ronald needs one try to equal the most number of tries in a season for Canterbury. He will level up with Nigel Vangenaar and Ben Barber. Josh Morris now out to his own 40-metre line.
Speed tower, Morris.
Pritchard this time. And Cray and Rain have got their hands full. Frizzell goes down low. Brings the big fella to a stop. Now Cassiano, who came off a bench, a 4-man bench that average weight 115 kilos per man. Jackson, 25 out from the line. Fed back for Mbai. And it's gone high to Nightingale, who did well.
Well, they're in control here, the Bulldogs, but it's only 6-0. The Dragons are hanging in, need to continue to do so, and they haven't really looked likely to score, the Dragons at the other end. The Bulldogs are doing all the attacking. It is only 6-0.
So the Dragons have had 10 uses, the Bulldogs have had 13. Dragons have completed all but 1, and Canterbury all but 3. So St George Illawarra now bringing it down to Marshall, who plugs this kick down towards Perrott, and Perrott comes out towards the 20-metre line. First tackle then on the new set for Canterbury. Laffey. Reynolds was there in support, got away from Makedo, taken by Rain and picked up and put away. Back on his own 30-metre line. Graham it is that's taken by Frizzell and DeBellin. This is Brett Morris in from the back. Minutes gone as Cassiano flings it out the back and says, who wants this? Now it's with Laffey, inviting Matautia into dance, and eventually succumbs to the low tackle right on the halfway line for Reynolds, and he keeps it low, but it goes down towards the line, picked up by Dugan confidently, and then Josh Dugan with a strong run gets it out to the 30-metre line. Penalty goes to the Dragons.
Your boys in front, Benji.
Against the tacklers. Too long.
All of momentum, mate, no
All
way.
the Bulldogs, the opening 23 minutes this first half. I just get the feeling they've hung in the Dragons. Get that penalty, a bit of a piggyback upfield. They'll start this set on the halfway line. Just get the feeling momentum may shift here.
Yeah, that was a really scrappy set from the Bulldogs in attack, and giving away a penalty at the end, and now Tyson Frizzell, 42 out. They've worked their way into the game now, the Dragons.
So Marshall for Craig. And Ben in jumper 15, the captain. Widdop goes across to Makedo to find Dugan.
Great tackle, Perrott. Good read. Great tackle.
He's dropped that ball, has he?
I thought he might have dropped it, but Dugan gets up rather gingerly and plays the ball, and the game allowed to go on. And Armour will play it now just inside the 20. They're in the middle of the ground. Rain for Marshall to the line, out the back. Widdop over, floating ball. Nightingale backing off the touchline. And he'll play the ball 5 out from the try line. Here goes Aitken, he goes to the middle. Marshall! Marshall got a ball away, taken there by Aitken. And that'll be changeover.
Slow it up, slow it up.
Well, they gave themselves a chance, the Dragons.
Hold on, boys.
Paul McGregor, he was, I guess, thinking, hey, try time for Benji.
Yeah, Ewan Aitken got out of dummy half really quickly, and the whole St George Illawarra team came in as a wave. Benji Masters, you point out, Ray, got over the line. David Clemmer now out there. That'll stir things up a little bit.
Clemmer, one of those players that wasn't involved in that round 7 match, wasn't it? It was after the Good Friday debacle, and Clemmer and Graham got time. Casiano wasn't there. Laffey wasn't there. Neither was Brett Morris. I'm not saying they were all suspended, but they really had a decimated side when the Dragons did beat them and beat them easily. Now the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I thought after Origin that David Clemmer just had a little bit of a downtime. So much expectation out of that. But his last couple of games, he's been really good. Really made a difference when he's come in, and there he is involved in that tackle on Matautia.
Well, here's Dugan, for the want of a better word, hopping his way across the ground. Jim Graham is off, sitting next to Tim Brown, the most recent find that Canterbury have made in the goal-kicking department. This is Aitken. Just a couple into Canterbury territory. DeBellin ran a long way and then passed. It found Maketo, and he's been able to improve the ball down to the 20-metre line. Well, those two players, they ran a long way. Widdop got a kick in, but it was fairly innocuous, really, because Perrott was able to take it easily. Laffey will play the ball on the 10.
Doing some nice things, the Dragons. They get their speedmen getting across the field. You and Aiken, especially. Big tackle there, big collision.
That had plenty of power in it from Matautia on Clemmer. And this is Tolman, just outside the 20-metre line. And Mbai waving players around him and calling Pritchard to come inside. And Frizzell
Forced an error.
Forced an error from Pritchard.
It just means the Dogs looking tired at the moment, Sterling.
Well, we saw Jack DeBellin run 20 metres unopposed, then threw the ball back 15. Now, the Bulldogs should have made them pay for that. But Jack Maketo picked it up and he ran another 25 metres. So, you know, from Des Hasler, I'm not particularly impressed with this play. They've got to be rushing forward now to take advantage of that ball going astray, but they wait back 15 metres. And Maketo picks up another 10 on top of that.
See, Maketo wasn't entitled to go anywhere, was he?
No, he's run 25 from a mistake.
It was a perfect illustration of something suddenly missing with Canterbury, and it is very much a case of maybe the forwards tired. They're looking tired, and there's evidence to say they are. As Marshall sweeps it back on the inside for Craig, and Ben Craig, and a penalty goes to him. There's a hand on the ball.
You know, we don't cop that. We went straight for the ball, mate. Made a good tackle and went straight for it.
So if that's the case, Ray, the Dragons have got to resist the temptation of trying to go around the Bulldogs. If they're vulnerable in the middle at the moment, play straight against them.
If they're going to
push up.
They've got to play now. They must be going for two.
No, take the tap. Run some angles, play straight.
They've waited 45 seconds.
Yeah,
the Bulldogs have got their breath back. All their hard work the last 5 or 10 minutes.
So Armau will play the ball 5 metres out from the line. And DeBellin at first receiver, then Marshall. It's bounced away to Dugan to dive on it. Josh Morris making the tackle simultaneously. Nightingale. Just a few metres out from the goalposts. Rain goes behind the blocks, and then it's gone over to Maketo. That was pretty much the impossible ball for Maketo. Now for Rain to have a dip himself. He can unload. He can't now. So here's the last. And they really have lost the script up until now. Here's Widdop putting a kick in. There was a leg out from Canterbury. It went back.
There's a man in front. Aidan Tolman, when he took it, was he offside? The St George Illawarra fans thought so.
No, Laffey stuck the boot out and I went backwards to Tolman. Definitely went back.
Jackson in back play is he's okay, but my goodness, he's sucking them in, Josh Jackson. Here's Clemmer with the freshest legs of the forwards. As Jackson back into the line in some shape or form, as Pritchard makes a good run. Clemmer and Pritchard Just what the doctor ordered. Now Mbai rolls it over the line.
No touch.
Down at the 10-metre line. It is 6-0. We'll be back with you in just a moment.
Hold on, boys. Back rows. Mitch, head right in.
Let's wait for it, Tim.
Welcome back to ANZ Stadium. You're watching the first of two big ones, two finals. And it's 6-0 in favour of Canterbury here over the St George Illawarra Dragons with 9.5 minutes the first half to go. And this is Armau, who'll play the ball just inside his own 30-metre line for De Bellin. And it's very much a case of the attack having to reach the defence rather than the defence coming forward. So here's Nightingale now on the halfway line, and Marshall lost his footing at dummy half. Ben Cray making a run. There's metres there to be taken, and we'll play it on the 40-metre line. They're going to try the blind side. Well, it's a little kick from Rain, down in behind Rona. So Curtis Rona off his own line now. And he's broken that tackle, but he's not going to get out of this one. He'll play the ball 8 metres out to Brett Morris. And now for Sam Perrott, so the back three combining to help Canterbury out of a bit of trouble as the forwards bunch up behind the ruck. And Josh Morris comes in and takes a run. So they've reached the 30-metre line with 4 backs taking the ball away. Now 5 backs, and it's Brett Morris this time. So Cook will probably look for Reynolds on this. Oh no, Brett
Also
Morris
nothing in that.
unable to play the ball.
His head in the wrong position here.
Tackle 4. It's Morris. He's grabbing his neck, mate.
Suggestion is that, or the suggestion might be, is there evidence of a attempted crusher tackle here?
We're up down in
The
Cloney. We're
defence
up
is
down in
just hanging
Cloney.
on. There's nothing else they can do.
Tackle 4.
No way the defence can go away from that situation. And Brett Morris playing the ball for Tolman to get it to the last tackle now. Reynolds, this traditional low kick of his that bounces nicely for Nabuli. And Nabuli brings it outside the 20-metre line. Dugan's gone to dummy half. And Aitken then pushes Rain out of the road, and that unbalanced him a little bit.
Doesn't he hit well? Damien Cook.
Great technique in defence.
One-on-one, he's excellent.
Played rugby, I think, more or so as a kid. He's got a great technique of tackling. Damien Cook. And here's a ball lost by the Dragons, so Canterbury going to get a very good chance here, 35 metres out.
Got a knock on Bulldogs if there is anything different. St George 3.
Well, there's some great work from Josh Jackson, a couple of tackles in a row. He was on the ground to play before and dived across to make a tackle. And then
Let's go, Josh.
he's hit the dummy half here trying to pass the ball in mid-train.
Let's in. Let's go, boys. We're on the clock.
Did he say St George feed? I think he said.
Yeah, he's saying it was
I think
knocked
he said
on
that
by...
Jackson played at the ball.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, well, it's gone pretty much opposite to what we thought, but that's obviously what's happened. He's deemed that the tackler has raked the ball out and in doing so knocked on, rather than it be the fault of the ball carrier. He's put the onus on the tackler. Played then by Maketo, and here is Cray. And that is the 40-metre line, Canterbury's end of the ground. So Canterbury didn't get that opportunity that I was talking about. Marshall giving it to Frizzell. Footy classified Monday at 9:40. It premiered last Monday night. Really good show. Yvonne Sampson with Andrew Johns, Brett Finch, Billy Slater and Gus Gould. 9:40 Monday night. It comes away to Matautia, and then the ball's been knocked down by Canterbury. That'll restart the tackle count. It is with Matautia. Runs a half circle, picks up Dugan. Dugan is a couple of metres short of the line. And the penalty goes to St George Illawarra.
That's a sin bin. That's a deliberate penalty for his team to get their defence organised and get their breath back. For me, that's a sin bin.
Yeah, I also think that Josh Dugan did well to get tackled there, because if he'd have scored a try, I think that had gone back and maybe disallowed it for
obstruction.
An obstruction. Here we go.
So Cray takes the first one to about 8 metres out from the line.
George Rose on.
Hang on a moment.
Yeah.
This is Tolman being called over. I guess he's captain, is he?
4 or 5 against your side are all ruck orientated. 2 against you in particular. Hand on the ball, mate. And I reckon all of them are down in this area of the field. So why you got the opportunity, have a yarn on them now?
Mate, can I just say, we aren't the only team doing it. Now, they got their hand on the ball the whole time, coming out of trouble as well. I can understand why he didn't penalise you, because it probably wasn't.
Listen, I disagree with you. The message is yours.
Yeah, he normally mounts
Just wait.
a pretty good defence, doesn't he, Aidan Tolman? He presents it nicely, but...
So here they are, with Big George rolling it towards the line.
That was predictable, that one.
Rain. Dummy to DeBellin and Cray, then Marshall for Dugan. I thought he was home. Taken by Laffey and Reynolds. And here's Rain having a go. Still a couple of metres away. They've got 3 left on the set. And it's come to Ben Cray. Puts the head down and decides he's going to try and bulldog his way through the Bulldogs. That got rid of one. 5 minutes out from the break, and Marshall goes short to George Rose. Then he goes to the blind side, Marshall, to set something up for now. But the ball has been lost. George Rose coming up with a mistake.
They're missing some opportunities, aren't they, the Dragons? Bulldogs really scrapping it out on their own line, prepared to give away some penalties. Plenty involved in that tackle on George Rose. And just for those viewers at home who see the trip involved there, you can use your leg to put a player on the ground as long as you are in contact with him, as long as you're holding him. And that's what they did.
Go, boys. Pitch. Josh.
Hold it. Hold it.
Head in, boys. Ball in.
So Mbai working the scrum 10 metres out from his own line. Played out there by Tim Brown. That hurt.
Deep tackle, George Rose.
And Jackson. Clemmer diving in around the legs as DeBellin. And so Tolman now, as I suggested.
George again.
So he's come up with the boot. Canterbury on the back of a couple of penalties coming out of their own red zone easily. Crowd like it.
You're right, mate.
That's not on me, is it?
No, it wasn't. The tackle before that might have been, though. All over his face. Don't come on and wreck it for your team, okay? You know the one I'm talking about.
I think it's time for Des Hasler to put Sam
You got me, George?
Cassiano out there to negate George. That'd be a coming together.
I don't think they could come together.
All right, big couple of minutes here, 2.5 left.
Clemmer. And a lot of drive in each and every carry. Reynolds passing to Brown, and Brown is upended and put down by Widdop and Marketo. Here's Mbai. Now Tolman goes out and gives it to Brett Morris. The only points in the game came from his converted try. And now Josh Morris is 12 out from the line. Just 2 minutes of the first half remaining. Can Canterbury use it? Here's Tolman. So Cook
Might take one here.
half, and it's a drop goal attempt that has been knocked down by the Dragons. I don't know that it had the trajectory to make it anyway, and Frizzell comes away with the ball. Now for Aitken.
Very good awareness from Jack DeBellin to get through and put pressure on Josh Reynolds.
Nightingale. Their own end of the field on the 40. Nabuli. Ray showed it one way, then the other. Pinched a couple. So Marshall to Widdop. This is high, down to Perrott. And Mataudia, I don't know whether he was playing at the ball or not.
Off St. George.
Gone into touch and gone off the Dragons, says Maxwell.
No, he's touched it.
Paul McGregor, in fact, Paul was actually playing the last time these two clubs, this is since the joint venture, the last time they played in a final, the only time in a finals actually, the Dragons as they are now and the Dogs was in 2001. He played centres for St George. Illawarra was Mark Gasnier next to him over at the showgrounds here at Homebush. 6-0 the score then as we come fast up towards half-time. Brett Morris.
They've done well, the Dragons. Really hung in this first half. The first 20 minutes, it was all the Bulldogs.
Well, there it is, half-time. And as Andrew pointed out, they went over to score at the 11th minute with Brett Morris. At that stage, I think everybody that had tipped Canterbury was saying, we told you so, but the Dragons have scratched their way out of trouble, if that's the right word. They're really in this contest. 6-0 in favour of Canterbury at half-time. Brad Fittler, Brett Finch and Cameron Williams will take you through the VB hard-earned highlights. And we'll check in with news from a packed Suncorp Stadium where the Cowboys and Brisbane are coming on shortly. You're watching the finals, Dogs versus Dragons, live on 9. Jared Maxwell, he's climbed through the ranks with the referees, hasn't he? It goes down to Mbai and Clemmer comes back. Filled up at the Bowser at half-time, and he comes back with gusto. Now it's Pritchard. Played the ball just outside the 20-metre line, playing it back for Cook to go to Tolman. Just inside the 30-metre line, and now it's with Reynolds and then short into Brown. Tim Brown on the 40-metre line. After that success with the boot last week, I was interested to watch the warm-up tonight. He was out there a little bit longer, practicing goal kicking. Reynolds, a kick that lands in no man's land, and Dugan comes out of his 20 to take it back. Tackle by Brown, as a matter of fact. Well, Nightingale goes in from his wing to take a run. Canterbury, obviously, though, with the break at half-time coming out. And there's not as many free metres to be made right now for the Dragons as there were in the 20 minutes before half-time.
Both coaches opting just to use 16 players in the first half as Jack Llewellyn finds easy metres again. That's better. Josh Dugan pushing up. No Sean Lane, no Joel Thompson as yet. Last tackle.
Marshall then. Into the corner, and Brett Morris, that's off the knees, that's off the knee. Oh! He lost the ball, and Maxwell is standing over the top of it, and Nabuli's got the ball.
Well, mate. Tackle one down equine, try.
He's got to try, Maxwell.
Having a look and see if Morris grounds it before the Dragon.
Wow.
Well, I mentioned nervous. There's some nerves here at the moment.
He looked nervous over that ball, didn't he then? He never looked confident over that ball. Brett Morris, the ball bouncing. And then Edo Nabuli gets down on the kick chase. Everyone's onside. They're all onside. Brett Morris, he's a bit nervous here. His hands away, and then Nabuli.
It's gone straight through Brett's legs.
Yeah, he played tunnel ball here.
Yeah, this is the mouse trap. And There it goes. Now watch Nabuli. Morris is short of the line with it. No, but Nabuli's not there either.
No, he's grounded the ball.
Well, he might have had a little bit of the chalk. But the point being, wherever Morris put his hand on it, Nabuli came in after that.
That's why we have it, Aidan. That's why we have
So
it.
no try.
Grounded.
Hey, sir, can I ask you a question?
Over here.
Sir, how did you come down?
No try, and he's happy.
It was a 2-on-1 steal. It was a 2-on-1 steal. Sir, is that the ball because he grounded outside the field?
No, he's grounded on the line, so it's a goal line drop
The
out.
previous set, Josh Dugan,
No, we're not changing it. Let's go. You're on the clock here.
he showed the halves there, Whittaker and Marshall, how to punch holes through this Bulldogs defence line. He pushed up with his forwards and with footwork and speed, worried the big Bulldogs forward pack. I think that's the way to attack him, around the ruck with some footwork and some change of angles, short passes.
Yeah, the Dragons were questioning that ball being grounded before the line.
So here's Rose. Well, the ruling is that the referee has seen it, that Brett Morris actually put a hand on the ball which was touching the goal line, and he did that before Eto Nabuli, so it's forced in goal. De Bellin picked up and put on the Bulldogs carriage, and here's Rain now ducking out. So what Maxwell basically said was it was on the line, so had Nabuli got there first, it's a try. And here's Dugan now to the 10-metre line. In fact, though, Brett Morris got there first. So Maketo and now Craig. This is where they have their problems. So the last tackle is with us, and Marshall comes from right to left, and Widder puts a kick in. They test Brett Morris out again, and they put him back. So they got themselves another line dropout out of it.
Well, it was actually a play that went wrong, Ray. They were looking for their pet play where Benji Marshall throws the ball to Gareth Widdop, and then he doubles around and gets the ball on the outside. But Widdop, I think, juggles the football and does well to kick. He'll come back, he throws the pass. Now, he's looking to get that on the outside. But Widdop lost control of the footy, but got a good kick in, and they actually covered it up really well by keeping Morris up high and getting him back to the in goal. It's a big play.
It is a big play, and you're quite right. You pointed out exactly what was on. It was the runaround for Marshall on Widdop. It's that play. And when it obviously wasn't possible for Gareth, he was still able to get a nice kick on it. And here's George coming back.
I think there was a bit of a Neville Glover goose step in there, wasn't there? Good stuff.
30 metres out. You love George.
I love George. I love Sam. Get them on together.
Here's De Bellin now. I wonder what the old fellas think when they see a forward running around with that hairdo of Jack De Bellin. Here's Maketo now.
Oh, they let him down there, Marketo. There's an opportunity. There's some close runners off him.
Marshall, there's a chance here. Frizzell is held up. That's great Canterbury defence.
Held up on 4. Take out.
Tyson.
That is really good defence, because this fellow, the 11, Frizzell, he's a very, very strong man.
Body boys, 1
They
foot in.
mounted some troops. They put plenty of numbers in and held him up. So Tyson Frizzell to play it on 4 at 6-0 in favour of Canterbury. De Bellin and then Rain and now Widdop, and down it goes, and it's Metaldia. Pulled down by Laffey and dived on there by Reynolds as well. Nabuli, was Widdop kicking across towards Nightingale, knocked backwards for the Dragons, picked up by Marshall. Tackle count wasn't restarted. Marshall goes back, calls a player around to go inside. Marshall still going.
No.
Marshall, oh my goodness! Heavens above! Gee whiz and you beauty!
Last tackle. No.
What a try for
try.
Benji.
No try!
Having a look at the possible obstruction of the lead up here,
Moses
mate.
Enbai is appealing for an obstruction here. The Bulldogs number 7. Well, they let Benji run and they all keep their formation. And I believe Moses Mbai, he runs into a Dragons attacker.
Oh, well, that's all okay. The kick's fine. They deliberately knock it back. Benji Marshall goes back and recovers. He's got a whole Canterbury defensive line in front of him. He comes this way. Is there anything on? No. I'll go back the other way. Is there anything on? Well, they're all trying to stay on side. Bulldogs defence, waiting. He runs behind his player, and there it'll be no try because Mbai wasn't able to get to him. The man who puts his hands up on his head for the Dragons impedes him.
So no try. The blue and white go up, the red and white stay down. I've got to say, what a shame. It was just a wonderful exhibition of the Marshall from 2005. He reached as deep as he could reach into what he's got in that bag of his, that bag of equipment. Wonderful player. All the kids were imitating this fellow a decade ago. He was the best thing that happened to rugby league at the time. And that was an exhibition of what he can do. Benji Marshall. The flame is still burning. Brown. Reynolds. Anything to add to that, Joe?
No, I love him. I love when he runs the ball. He runs that ball, he's so hard to stop.
Tolman. For Canterbury, a 10 out. 5 gone. Breathing a sigh of relief. Now there's a chance for Mbai at the other end.
Hand over there, boys. Control this. Hey, Benji. Here. Plenty of time, mate. Control it.
Yep, Dugan, Frizzell. They all combined there to deny Moses Mbai. They had numbers there, the Bulldogs. And Benji Marshall playing the football. Nice to have him back.
Nabuli. This is Joel Thompson, who wasn't going to be playing in the game, along with Gareth Woodard, both of them making themselves available eventually. So Maketo, 35 away. Widdop was able to get a kick down the ground. Brett Morris travels some 10 metres to make the catch, and then brings it back to the 30-metre line.
Double change made by Des Hasler, James Graham and Greg Eastwood back into the action.
Curtis Rona. I told you earlier he needs 1 try to level up the Canterbury record for most tries in the season. Jointly held by Nigel Vangana, who's doing so much good work behind the scenes in rugby league, and Ben Barber. 23 try. Graham playing the ball, 15 in the St George's area. Cowboys Brisbane, they say it's a packed house, and they're pumping and they're ready to go. Now for Laffey, across to Cook. He served notice last weekend. You've got to watch him, not so much here at the 20, but certainly down at the next line. You've got to watch him very closely. Reynolds, well, that is rather innocuous.
Onside.
Kicking game today, it's really poor. A lot of the ball's gone to Josh Reynolds on the right. And how many kicks Mbai? Especially attacking kicks. Hardly any gone to the left.
Cooper's gone back on, and the captain has come off, Cray. So it's Aiken who's able to fend away from Clemmer. And they make a very big inroad, the Dragons. Now Rain, he showed it to Dugan. Dugan gets it out high to Marshall, and he's really on fire now, Benji. And he'll play the ball 11 out from the line.
Oh, he's hurt him here. Greg Eastwood here.
Tackle 3, Benji Marshall. I've got nothing in it. Just fell awkwardly. Lower leg. Tackle 3.
I think he just said it's broken. I hope my lip reading's not right, but... I mentioned earlier that you can use your leg in a tackle to bring a defender down. It's not a trip if you're holding him, and certainly Greg Eastwood was.
Okay, 6-0 in favour of the Dogs. Almost 10 gone second half. We'll be back in a moment. Amazing, isn't it? So we're back at ANZ Stadium, and Benji Marshall, Peter's worried that maybe he lip read wrong, but I don't think he did. There seemed to be the mouthing of the word, it's broken. And as time has gone by, the news was getting better, and then he limped away, and now he's gone back, as you can see, down again with the trainer with him.
I need to point out, there's nothing wrong in the tackle. It's just a very awkward one, unfortunately, for everybody concerned.
He's okay.
Yeah, we will.
That's some recovery.
He's got to be okay.
Stay square, boys.
3. Hold it. Hold it.
Just uttered the words. Benji is really at full stretch now, and now he's in the back play. I'm watching him. He's limping away. This is Cooper.
Last one. Don't climb up.
So they're just a few metres out from the line, and Widder gets the kick in, looking for Nabuli. He flies high, but it's come down. Oh,
Dragons.
It's been lost by Morris. But it's going to go out to the 20 for the restart.
Yeah, watching Joel Thompson as Ed Nabuli climbs high. Just juggles the ball there. Benji's down, but also they've got injury worries to Joel Thompson.
I've got no choice, mate. You've got to tap it here. You might fall right over
He's
it.
gone into this game with a hamstring problem. He took off and took a hit up then. You can see he's lifting his leg now, trying to get some movement in the hamstring.
So what you saw there was a referee feeling that Nabuli knocked on. You may have thought that Morris actually made the ball dead, but the first knock on was Nabuli giving fingers to it.
He can't go on, Benji Marshall. He's out on the right wing now, and his season's over. It's brave trying to stay out there, but he just can't run.
Here's Graham now. And that's the sight we're getting of Benji Marshall basically hiding over on the right wing.
Well, the Bulldogs, they have to attack that way when they get an opportunity. Come this way and then sweep back the other way.
Clemmer's tackled on the 30-metre line, and they keep coming basically the wrong way without being too sadistic. But this is the last. And Graham gets it on to Mbai. They're going there. Pritchard away to Brett Morris. Puts a kick in behind. Dugan did well. And Marshall's gone from the field.
That puts all sorts of pressure now on Gareth Widdop. We spoke about him being hampered by that leg injury. For me, the man most likely is Dugan back. He has to get around that ruck, support his forward with his speed and footwork around the ruck. He needs to lift his team.
Trent Merrin out there now for the Dragons. Nabuli gets the ball on his own 20.
If we can expect a mirror image of the first half, the Dogs, they really look like they tired in the back half of that first 40. It was around about the 20-25 minute mark where they started to look jaded. And I'm just wondering whether if we get a mirror image, the Dragons will be hanging in there, waiting for that opportunity to come again. Laffey with the ball. Jackson outside 30.
I think psychologically that might be a really damaging blow for the Bulldogs, for the Dragons, I'm sorry. Clemmer now straightening up. He's been excellent again. Tough metres since coming on.
Graham this time, he's got Eastwood with him. And Brad Fitley, you there, Brad?
Yeah, just down with Benji Marshall. He's obviously got a pretty severe limp at the moment. So we've got Jack DeBellum playing back in the Hazage. Reynolds!
Good work, Brad. Keep with it.
Back you go.
Play by Reynolds. Laffey floating it over to Mbai, who kicks, and it's right back by the Dogs. It comes down to Mbai, and he's taken. Can he unload? No, he goes to ground.
Change over.
That's a changeover for Canterbury.
On it, lads.
Don't throw it away.
Time this run.
Moses.
Time the run.
Benji Marshall leaving the park. What a shame, he was just exhibiting, as I said earlier, some of the great talents that he's got. Not too many in the game possess those talents that I'm referring to. Brad again.
Yeah, just walking behind Joel Thompson. If you thought Benji Marshall was lame, he was in no position to play football today, Joel Thompson. Just as he went on, he ran over to the bench straight away and said, my hammy's no good. And as you can tell, it is no good.
So Widop. So the Dragons, we can suggest, are down to 15. Brett Morris, Laffey's in a bit of trouble in back play as the ball goes to Perrott. And Perrott comes outside the 20-metre line. DeBellum and Frizzell have got him. And Laffey's okay, but now Brett Morris has gone down in back play. Rona. This is Josh Morris, out from dummy half and crossing the halfway line. And Brett Morris is back on his feet in back play. And this is Frank Pritchard.
I'd expect the Bulldogs now to get on top. I think that they realise they're up against the damaged outfit here as Josh Jackson runs the angle once again. They're in a really good position with 25 to go now.
Clemmer had to go into dummy half, but it's come to the blind side. And Reynolds puts a kick in again. It sits up beautifully for Dugan. That's the 20-metre line. Matautia. 24 minutes of the game remaining, and
Swap over.
Dragons with a mistake from Mitch Rain. We'll take a break. We're coming back in a moment.
I just point something else here. I'm not accusation, but look at that.
Okay.
What does that look like?
I've
got no mouth guard.
Okay.
Fair enough. I'm just saying, Anna.
Head in. Thanks, James.
Hold here. Hold here.
Well, something has happened during that break. James Graham has taken the attention of the referee, Gavin Morris, and suggesting that there was a bite. This is Eastwood playing the ball. I heard somebody say I had my mouth guard in. So I can only take it that what Graham was doing was registering with the referee that he thought he was bitten. Here's Laffey, down for Perrott. Perrott's close. He's had everything this game. Except points, you're quite right, Joe. And here is Graham in the middle of the ground.
I think Sean Lane could cause a problem for the Dragons. He's out there now.
So, Cook offloading for Clemmer, Dugan and Frizzell and Rain providing the defence which was absolutely necessary. Look out for this bloke. Cook to Mbai to Lafai, and there's the try. Dugan saying that about obstruction.
Inside Josh Jackson.
Cooper and Dugan.
No try.
And Maxwell says no try.
Keep your eye on number 11 here for the Bulldogs, Josh Jackson. He runs the lead line, the straight line, and he veers to the outside of the defender. And Lafai, from first view, receives the ball and runs behind Josh Jackson, which is an obstruction. Keep your eyes on jersey 11. He runs forward as that lead runner. Then the last minute, he runs outside Gareth Widdop. His job is to run inside Gareth Widdop. Lafai gets the ball behind him and runs behind him and takes out Gareth Widdop's view.
That's an easy decision, that one. Just again to explain it, the pass when it's thrown, the man receiving it has to get the football on the outside of the decoy player. And as Joey has just pointed out, when the pass is delivered, because Jackson has changed his run, the ball is caught on the inside. And straight away, once it's caught there and you continue to go behind that man, you'll be penalised. See, the pass has got to be delivered on the outside to Lafai, but it can't be because Jackson takes that line of running.
It's like an American football block we're reading so much about. Which,
I don't know why we're looking so many times.
What are we looking at it for?
Yep, I got that, yep.
But you're right,
Yep.
it is NFL stuff, isn't it?
He was hard enough to stop when there was no such aid around in rugby league, but now he's got those blocks running over there, and is it any wonder that he's proving to be the success that he is?
Yep.
So eventually they
Russell,
decide
Ricky.
it's no try. We've had no points
Come on.
since the 11th minute of the game. Josh Jackson running an illegal block. The Dragons breathe again. This is about survival here. The winner will go on and play the Roosters on Friday night at Allianz. This is Trent Merrin about to play the ball. 10 metres his own side of the halfway for Armour. Cook down around the legs. Rain taking to Bellin for a run, and then the ball coming back in for Dugan. Well, no Marshall, and we're fairly confident that Widdop is not at his brilliant best tonight because of no fault of his own. And now Marshall's gone, so it's up to the Dugans of this world to get this one out of the fire for the Dragons. And Brett Morris is able to find a bit of turf in the field of play. And there's the penalty going to Canterbury.
Not yet, James, not yet. Not yet. You've got both offside.
Yeah, mate.
I don't want to preempt things when it comes to Benji as well. And I say season's over. If the Dragons can go on and win this game, hopefully he might be right for next week. But both are in doubt at the moment. There's another penalty against the Dragons for a high tackle.
You're on the mark. Go 10, Leeson.
High shot.
Now, earlier, I told you James was complaining in a break.
There's your mark, Moses.
I don't know what you make of that. It was a potpourri. He said, I'm not making an accusation, but take a look at that. And Makedo said, I have my mouth guard in.
So that's the accusation you make when you're not making an accusation.
That's a Clayton's accusation. I'm not making an accusation, but have a look at that, sir. So here he is now, James Graham, 10 metres out from the line. Can they get one across the line legally this time? Here's Sean Lane, and he's a couple of metres out from the line.
Marker. 1 foot.
I think David Clemmer is tall. This kid is about 3 centimetres taller. Now Eastwood.
With a really good right arm offload.
And here is Cook, and he gets it out to Reynolds, and back Lafai knocks on. So it's advantage if you want to take it, and Widdop has taken the advantage.
Held on that 1 2. Great.
Nightingale.
for the last 3 tackles, Josh Reynolds and Tim Laffer have been in conversation about what went wrong and what they've got to do to stop it going wrong.
Maybe they should talk before they get the balls.
All over the place.
It's just balls going everywhere.
Mitch Lane with a darting run away from dummy half, puts him just into enemy territory. Now for Dugan, taken down by Jackson and Clemmer. Rain, kick from Rudolph, down towards Nabuli, knocks it back down. They don't restart the tackle count, and McKenna
Relax
is
there,
tackled.
tackle, mate. Control that.
So, Brett, what information on Benji have you got?
Yes, the walking wounded down here, Rabs. So Benji is getting it strapped up as we speak, and he's going to come back out and give it another crack. So he'll be back out at some stage, Benji.
Serious?
Well,
Deadly.
he's had a noodle. That's about a noodle.
John McEnroe. Are you serious?
I didn't say you cannot be serious.
So here is Cook offloading to Lane. He goes long. Here's Curtis Rona. Is he on a history-making run? He goes down and is tackled 10 metres out. This is taken by the marker. Seldom does the marker get away with that, but he did. Now from Tolman to Ember to Graham. Graham back it away to Cook.
No organisation in their attack.
Graham saying, just please put your head down and run. Now from Brett Morris. They're trying to set up for the drop goal. Mbai. Nope. And it's away to the right of the upright.
Well, that sums it up, doesn't it, really?
Here we are.
That's the frustration.
You've got to get rid of one ball, go.
Still 18 to go.
One ball, mate. On in the middle. This one.
Broncos and Cowboys immediately after this game. Exclusively live. The finals on the 9 Network and relayed through Win and NBN. Second night of finals, and of course tomorrow they will culminate with the match between South Sydney and Cronulla. And here's Benji coming back. It wouldn't lift your confidence to see him coming out, and well, he's doing okay.
If he was in the parade ring, you wouldn't be investing, right?
No, I certainly wouldn't be buying him, not on those looks. But here's DeBellin, and that look on his face doesn't exude a lot of confidence, does it? Widop then to Cooper. Cooper to Merrin. Talking about lack of organisation, I think it's rampant at the moment at both ends of the park. Rain puts one in. Oh, gee, Dugan got so close. So line drop out for Canterbury.
He can't go on a play. Here's the two players most likely for me. Mitch Rain at a dummy half combining with Josh Dugan around the ruck somewhere.
Clutching his left hand.
Well, Trent Merrin's got to come up with something as well. He's the class forward.
Let's go, Moses.
We know he's got great footwork. He can offload as well. He's got to play straight and get other players to come up around him. Something a little bit different.
Surely he can't go back.
Every time he tries to put any pressure and pace on, he looks back at the trainer as if to say, this is not working. This is Armau. 28 metres out. Is he going on or is he going off? That's, I think, Dean Young down there.
I think it's a look of resignation, right? Chance here for the Dragons. Still got 4 tackles.
Play by Merrin. They're 20 out. Widop. He steps off his left foot a couple of times. He beats the defence, but he's running laterally at the moment, looking to unload, and now he's pummeled into the ground by Josh Morris. There goes Benji up the tunnel. Away from Aitken for Nightingale. Rain. Now Cooper. Cooper barging for the line. 5 tackles short of the line. Rain out for Widop. He puts a kick in, looking for Rona, and Aiken is there, but it's gone dead.
Hold on, mate.
think it'll be a line drop out.
Yeah, we'll confirm it. We'll confirm it.
And
We'll confirm
Aiken
it.
Cramp.
has cramped up. And the ball definitely finding the fingers of Curtis Rona. And Ewan Aiken is really cramped up badly. So they're down to 15, and there's no way in the world Ewan Aiken can compete at the moment. There's no doubt that Curtis Rona had his hands on the ball, and Aiken doesn't touch it until it's dead. Does or do the video referees wait to see if it bounces outside the dead ball line? They're the hands of Rona, so he's got the first touch on it. Goes back off him. And I think they're satisfied now that we have made the right decision, that it's a line dropout for Mbai to send it down to Dugan. And this is Trent Merrin heading back inside the 30-metre line. And Tolman is there with Pritchard to make the tackle. The ball finds Frizzell on the right side of the ground. 16 metres out from Canterbury's line. Rain for DeBellin for Merrin. Merrin, it came off the fingers of Widdop. It's an advantage to Canterbury, and Reynolds will play the ball.
There was a chance. The pass just had to hit its mark, or if Gareth had been able to grab it in.
Tolman has broken the tackle of Dugan, who's still down.
He's out cold. Tackle one here.
So Jared Maxwell says that Dugan is out cold, and he stopped play.
Had to stop it, mate. Had to stop it.
Just what happened to Dugan. Try and find that in the library. Here he is, he goes in for the tackle.
Trent Merrin gets him.
I think Trent Merrin finished up getting him. So it's friendly fire that's taken Dugan. We'll take a break and be back. So back at ANZ Stadium, where we're watching very much a disjointed game. Lots of stoppages, lots of injuries, and some very poor organisation. Cassiano takes it ahead. Brett Finch on the sideline. Yes, Brett?
Yeah, obviously Benji Marshall won't be back for the game. You've got to give credit to him. It was a brave attempt from the old Warrior, but not to be for Benji.
Pritchard playing the ball. They're 15 metres into Dragons area, and Lane coughs the ball up, and Widdop has got the ball. The referee says fair, play on. So on the 40-metre line, it's played by Gareth Widdop, and here goes Edo Nabuli up towards the centre of the ground. Graham and Cook making the tackle. Dugan has recovered. He takes it to Cassiano. Cassiano and Tolman get the defence done. 10 metres on Canterbury side of halfway. Cray is back for another session. 30 metres out from the line. Rain to Widdop. Widdop back to Merrin. Merrin has got some nice footwork in his game. He'll play the ball 11 out from the line. 4 tackles gone. As Mataudia's pass goes to Widdop and now to Cooper. It's although being telegraphed to the Canterbury side though. This might be better. It's a kick from Widdop, and it's been batted over the line there by a fancy Perrott.
10 by 10.
Here we are, boys.
No, saying Nabuli.
So he's ruling that it's come off the Dragons kick. Did Perrott
It's Perrott.
Well, Perrott dead set got a hand on it, and he was in the field of play.
Hang on.
Okay, scrum feed, Dragons.
He's going to reverse it.
Touch by Canterbury.
God almighty.
Scrum feed in here, St George. This weekend.
Only on the job
Pretty hard to think that you could miss that.
Sorry?
Only on the job goal.
And it wasn't that he was outside
Dragons
the field
feeding
of
in.
play. He was in
Why
the
can you
field of
change it
play.
and look for them and not
It's a
look
very,
for
very
us?
big call.
Which one? Which one?
Go on over there in the corner.
No, we did review that. That was off you guys. Dragons feed. Let's go on, boys. Gav Morris, come here, mate, please. Time off.
So we're going to have a Dragons feed here, Brad. They've got a chance.
Yeah, I'm with James Graham. I've got to say, I've got to go to the other side of the field and say you and Aiken got a touch on that other one. But anyway, let's see if they can do something with this bit of luck.
So the scrum 10 metres out from the line. And Gabellin drops it down for Aitken. 9 metres out from the line. Are they going to level up? They go back to find Widdop, and Widdop goes, bat on by Mataudia. Nabuli goes for the line. He got the ball down. Did he get it down in time? This is very, very close.
Okay, Quaddy. Tackle 2. Try.
Jared Maxwell
Just the
thinks he's
grounding and
got the
touching
ball
goal line,
down
mate.
inside the touching goal line.
Well, this will be an Herculean effort if he has. He is confronted by 5 Bulldog players with no room to move in. Look at them lining up to get to Edo Nabuli. He gets the football down.
What an effort. What an amazing effort.
And what a kick to come from an injured Gareth Widdop.
It's a try, all right. Well, here's our try scorer. Sadly, the game is losing him. I don't know that that's reversible. The Queensland Reds, Nabuli, Joe, you found him.
Oh, it's wonderful. I think everyone knows the story. Had plenty to do. Showed footwork and then great strength. Great stuff.
Well, Widdop's got this kick to level at 6-all with 10 to go. On its way, it's coming around nicely. And Gareth Widdop, injured and all, lands the 2-pointer. Dragons are level. 10 to go. The red and white are standing.
And what a 10-minute it is going to be. What an effort from the Dragons. They've hung in, they've had their chances. They haven't been able to get over the line. The Bulldogs pretty much always looked like they were going to win this game, but 10 to go, who knows? Who knows now?
What a try from the Bully.
How are they level? They've been so brave.
There's Merrin now, 15 away from his own line. Benji Marshall, I was looking at his figures earlier today. I think his career total 13 drop goals. And you'd love to have him still there. I'm not saying that Gareth can't do it, but Benji's got a great record of drop goals. Golden point records, if we get that far, and this is really similar to that, Canterbury are much better off in the stats. Here is Reid. Brad, quickly.
Yeah, talking to Benji, he went in there, they couldn't move it, it was right near a nerve, the injury. So he came out and tried to tough it out, but he said he just couldn't run on it.
Brett Morris, 15 away from his own line. 8.5 minutes of the game to go. Played there by Sam Perrott. Now for Lane. Hard by Cray. Widdop had a piece of it. 40 out from their own line for Graham.
Both Reynolds and Mbai have kicked field goals this season. They'll be too far out at the end of this set for one.
Dragons got home on the back of a penalty goal in Golden Point last week. It's a strange week, a penalty goal and a try in Golden Point time. Oh, Nabuli's tackled in mid-air. Defending player taken in mid-air. Penalty Dragons. Sam Perrott, the tackler. So, Bully goes high and Perrott tries to pull out of the tackle, but the damage had been done. So Des Hasler has taken them to the finals since he came from Manly to Belmore 4 years in a row. Dragons' last finals appearance was a Golden Pointer loss in 2011. You might remember it, Darren Lockyer, a field goal in 2011. Took them out of the finals when they last visited in 2011.
6 again, Ray. Signalled 6 again.
So mid-rain for Trent Merrin this time. He runs at Graham and Tolman. Nightingale shows it to DeBellin and takes it. Well, we probably thought he would want to be taking it, and that is right in front of the uprights. Widdop is just hanging back.
Yeah, they still should be trying to score the try, not just relying on the
Well,
one.
here they go. It's gone back for Gareth. He puts the kick in, but it's a charge down. He goes back and cleans up.
Oh!
Pritchard and Cassiano involved in this skirmish. No knock on, of course, off a
Have a look at a possible
charge down,
knee while
but
he's
it's
on the ground.
nullification of the tackle count.
They're blowing up about the Sam Cassiano flop, which is second man.
Otherwise, tackle one.
Viewing,
Yeah. Let's take it away, guys. Give us some room here.
Frank Pritchard comes down
Oh
with
my
knees.
gracious. Here's Widdop, and that's Pritchard.
I think he's going for the ball, mate.
Right.
And Cassiano comes in.
Well, I think he's going for the ball. I know
Neck got
it's
caught.
fucking hard to see, but I think he's going for the ball.
Yeah, ball.
And it's so quick, sir.
Yeah,
and
mate.
it's a big penalty if you give it, mate. It's a massive penalty if you give it.
We disagree, okay? There's knees leading while he's on the ground. You know you can't do that. Take it away, lads.
So the Dragons
Take it away.
will get
Boys,
a
take it away.
penalty.
Well, again, the problem is the man who's lying on the ground, injured,
Take it away.
is the kicker.
They look like the blokes that did that Mitsubishi ad. It ain't squeezy. You might not remember it, but by gee, they could play the role.
Now, is Widdop in any fit condition to get up and take this kick, or does the duty go on to Josh Dugan, as we saw last week, who is a little bit hit and miss?
What are you doing, mate?
He's taking the shot.
Take it back, boys. Penalty here.
Look at the face on Paul McGregor.
I don't want you wasting time, that's all.
Second year at the Dragons. First final series. And was involved in that match. It's a charge down by Cassiano. Watch it again. And that's on report. Knees, and then Cassiano comes in to complete the tackle. Will take a break and come back for the kick.
No, if he's injured, I'll call time off. Let's go, Gareth. Come on, mate. Thanks, mate.
Cassiano.
Short time on.
No, it's not. We're onto it. We're onto it. We're onto it. Come on, Josh.
So back at ANZ Stadium, it is 6-all between these arch rivals. 80 years of it. And nothing has changed. Widdop has got this to take the Dragons to an 8-6 lead with 5 minutes to go. It's right in front. It's 35 out for the Englishman. There it goes. It's going to be okay. Flags go up, and so too does the red and white. The team with the big red V. They are in front, incredibly in front.
Wow. Now, do they go the short restart here, the Bulldogs?
They have to.
Under 5 minutes to go against plenty of odds. The Dragons in front. He's been unbelievable. Fullback.
Winner of this will play the Roosters on Friday night. Well, for a shallow restart, that wasn't good enough. And here goes Dugan, outside his 30-metre line.
That was an awful restart. Gave away possession and field position.
It was absolutely nothing, wasn't it? Here's Frizzell now. Still on their own side of halfway. Nightingale. It's taken by Pritchard, Jackson and Cook. Now DeBellin. Tolman is there with Mbai. They're 35 out. And there's 4 minutes, under 4 minutes to go. Ben Cray is taken by Tolman and by Cook. And so it's Mitch Rain going to his blindside kick off the boot of Widdop. And he stops the game, winds it down. 3.5 minutes to go. And 2 points in front.
Yeah, clever. Really clever there. They rushed, obviously, the Bulldogs to get the scrum set. But it's still 20, 30 seconds in getting that formed. You're giving the opposition the football right on their own line and you get your defence set.
Marshall, Thompson.
Maybe Benji will get another game.
Brett Finch, a comment, Brett.
It's been a great weekend of finals, Rabs. The atmosphere down here is absolutely electric. It's unbelievable.
David Clemmer. Sean Lane, the ball pops out for Brett Morris and he's taken by Cray. Just outside his own 30-metre line. The drop goal is out of the equation for the Canterbury side now. Laffey thrusts it back and Brett Morris is with the ball. The Dogs are desperate now. Time is very much against them. With 3 minutes to go, and Mbai works with Josh Morris. He breaks into the backfield. He got through the tackle of Dugan, but hitching the ride was Ben Cray. Now for Graham, now for Reynolds. Reynolds drifting across the park for Laffey. Laffey gets it to Lane, and Sean Lane has scored. Sean Lane has put a 4-pointer together. Canterbury, 10-8. 10-8 with 2.5 to go, and the kick to come. Look at him. Have a look at him now.
There's some beautiful play here from Josh Reynolds. It was done on the left side. Josh Morris made a break on the left side, and that links sideline to sideline. See, Josh Morris gets the ball off Mbai, cutting back on the Harvey Norman replay with speed, takes the tackle, gets up and plays the ball fast. And the key here is Reynolds. Reynolds gets the ball, and the change of speed which pulls apart the defence. Watch him change speed. See, he changes his speed. Widdop gets interested, changes the angles. Laffey comes through and a beautiful offload, and Lane crashes over.
That's a great pass. The Tim Laffey pass. And Des Hasler, that's about as excited as you get, Des. Kelly Egan next to him, he's gone off. But more relief for the Bulldogs coach than anything else. And Sean Lane brought into this game very late. He started over on the left side, was moved over on the right side when Frank Pritchard came back into the game. The young man in his first final series has got a try that looks like it will take the Bulldogs into week 2. Moses Mbai will take his time here with his side 2 in front and 1 minute and 20 left on the clock.
The break was made by Josh Morris. And Mbai from 15 in from touch. He hits it, but it's wide. But it's a 2-point ball game in front. The Dogs again.
And another short restart, Ray.
Well, let's trust they get it better than Canterbury got it just a couple of minutes ago.
On the run.
Bully will be the target.
So it's high, and it's going down inside the 30. It's come down, and it's with Sean Lane. Lane, the try scorer, who's offside. Sean Lane is offside. It's within kicking distance for Widdop. It's 32 metres out. It's 11 in.
Let's hit him.
He's taking the kick.
Can't check it, mate. It's a penalty.
Widdop's going to kick to level
It's a
it.
penalty. Let's get on with it.
They keep arguing they'll get March 10.
The missed kick from Mbai.
Wow. Well, it mightn't be a game that you're going to remember for its brilliance. It's come off Nightingale's shoulder.
I think it's come off Sam Perrott onto Nightingale, then onto Lane.
I don't think it's touched.
No,
That's not the mark. He moved it in.
okay. I'll check that. I can check that.
Where's it?
All
Move it
right.
now.
Let's get on with it, mate. Get on with it.
When you're kicking from distance like Widdop is here, if you try to overkick the ball, you can put a hook on it. So you'll want to start this kick with that right upright, and you'll bend it in late.
This is the last play of the game in normal time.
The siren in the background for you, Gareth. Can you level? Catiano is praying to the heavens. Widdop's kick is absolutely perfect. Gareth Widdop has taken us to Golden Point. So a recess of a couple of minutes. These teams have never met previously in Golden Point.
Now explain this to me, Ray. If it bounces off Sam Perrott onto Jason Nightingale, then into Sean Lane, is he offside?
Let me have a look at it again, Peter. I was just trying to read these statistics that David has given me.
Well, I've got no doubt it touches Sam Perrott. Then it bounces onto the Dragons player, and then it bounces into the arms of Sean Lane. Does the fact that it touched the Dragon negate an offside?
I would have thought if it touches an opponent, it puts you onside.
Well, let's have a look at this. Sam Perrott onto Nightingale.
It's touched his arm. It's come off him onto Nightingale.
Through to Lane.
And through to Lane.
Okay, Bulldogs that way. Bulldogs that way.
I was of the opinion that if it touches an opponent, then you're placed back onside.
Even if it's hit your man first.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that'll be spoken about, but one thing we do know, we've got extra time.
I think that's what James Graham has been on about. Gareth Widdop has levelled the scores at 10-10. I'd be interested to know what they're saying up in the video referee's box as we head to Golden Point.
Come on.
So Golden Point is underway. Off the boot of Laffey. It's gone precariously close to going out on the full. Nabuli brings it back. 15 out from his line. Now it's with Dugan. 25 out. This is Aitken. So 3 tackles ended now on the 40-metre line for the Dragons. Now for Armau. Well, I thought when Lane went in to score, that was the end of the section. But this game is so... Here they go for a drop goal. Widdop from a mile out. And it's just away.
Well, he hit it.
Gee, he got a good piece of it, didn't he?
Ended up in the crowd.
Yeah, mate. Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, time off.
So this is a huge play now. The Dogs get 7 tackles. So if they can march the ball up in field position, they may get a shot at field. Have a look at that. This is some perch or something.
Didn't quite make the crowd, but it's gone over the signage, which would be 20 metres or 15 metres behind the uprights. So we'll be warned about that when it comes the Dragons' turn again. That's if they get another turn. Here's Graham.
And after what we saw with the West Tigers last week, the markers need to be careful they don't get offside and going through to charge down any kicker.
This is Morris. Now for Clemmer. So here they come. The Dogs approaching their opportunity. Reynolds has switched the point. Mbai charged down. Picked up by Dugan. 12 out from their line now. Aitken.
Charged down from Jack DeBell, and he's a lightweight compared to the forward pack that he's up against, but he's been phenomenal this evening for his side. So too Marketo.
Here's Nightingale.
Oh, no!
Oh, it's gone out on the full. It's out on the full off Gareth Widdop, who's basically kept them alive.
On it, boys.
Well, he's gone for the 40-20,
Yep.
and he's hit it all wrong. All or nothing, just like this game.
The action of Gareth Widdop. Just a look of devastation as Canterbury work it back down for an earlier than expected shot for goal again. And here's Clemmer running it to the 10.
Well, the Bulldogs now should just put a wall there for the kicker to be behind, as they've done.
Here's Reynolds. He gets a shot away. It's over. Canterbury have won it. Canterbury have won it. Josh Reynolds becomes the hero. What a finish. What a bizarre game of football. The Dragons season has come to an end. Officially this time. Josh Reynolds landing a drop goal in extra time. The Dogs of War have prevailed. Coach Hasler now has to get them ready for Friday. This is how it happened. Josh Reynolds, just a wonderful drop kick. The hands went up. You knew straight away that he'd got it. Reynolds wins, golden point for the Dogs. Let's go to Suncorp. They're ready for a big match up there. The Cowboys in Brisbane.